Veterans re-entering civilian life face many challenges, including finding a job. Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Welcome to this edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Today, we have 3 inspirational stories of former servicemen and women who have reinvented themselves and are thriving at companies who value their unique skills. If you've been to a website that ends in .com or .net, then you'll be interested in the company we're featuring next. Verisign built and operates the unique internet infrastructure that powers .com and .net and enables the world to connect online with reliability and confidence, anytime, anywhere. Helping them achieve this mission are dedicated veterans. Take a look at this.
I'm a former officer of the United States Air Force. I was commissioned out of Penn State University in 1984 and served through 1988 at the Pentagon.
My name is Bridget Webb, and I served the world's greatest Navy for almost 8 years, and I currently serve here at Verisign as the Senior Manager of Information Security.
My name is Murray Green. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I served from 1987 until 1991. I left service at the end of Operation Desert Storm. Currently, I'm at Verisign, where I'm a Senior Manager of Database Operations, where I support all of the production databases for Verisign.
Verisign is one of those companies that you probably use every single day without knowing necessarily who we are. Verisign is an internet infrastructure services provider. Our business is focused on the registration and resolution of internet domain names. We also operate 2 of the internet's 13 root name servers that are responsible for allowing billions of people all over the world to connect online reliably, safely, and securely. Over the course of the last 20-plus years, Verisign has made significant investments in purpose-built infrastructure. Trillions of dollars of internet commerce depend on that availability. Even if you don't know who Verisign is, rest assured that we are committed to providing you with the services you need to connect to what matters most, anytime, anywhere.
I stayed at Verisign for so long because of the mission that we have here, which is being stewards of the internet. Another reason I stayed is because the technology that we employ here is among the best in the industry. And thirdly, because of the dynamic people that I've met and worked with and grown and learned from. And still today, it's a great place where outstanding people come to work and stay for a long time. I think Verisign is a great place for veterans to come work because of the central nature of the mission. In the military, we were always mission focused. We trained for the mission. We needed the mission to succeed. In the military, we were stewards of our country's freedom. At Verisign, mission and data is the same thing. We're just stewards of the internet now. So there's a mission, there's a connection within the mission that suits veterans well.
The organization here is built on camaraderie. It's built on, attention to detail. It's built on working together to take care of the greater process, which is to protect the internet. For those of us that have been successful with military, we've seen environments far worse than anything that you're ever going to come across in a corporate environment. So with that being said, everything we see that other people see as challenges, we just see as an opportunity to show what we can do.
As veterans, just feels like a very natural progression to make that transition from military service to employment at Verisign. Veterans often have distinct, valuable technical skills that fit really well with Verisign's needs. And it makes it easy to make that transition from military service to employment at Verisign because you can put those same skills to use every single day.
I believe that veterans can find that service can continue because Verisign's mission is important not just to individual companies, but to our entire country, to the world at large. And in the military, yes, we're serving our country and we're preserving our country's freedom, but at Verisign, we are preserving the ability for our world to communicate. This is a mission that may be as important to some as serving in the military.
Veterans transitioning from their military service into higher education and civilian life often experience challenges as well as new opportunities. Daemen University, located in Amherst, New York, welcomes veterans, providing them with special attention and the focus they deserve, so they're ready for the next phase of their life.
I am Mark Martinez. I am the Director of Veteran and Family Services here at Daemen University. I joined the military when I was 17 years old, did 5 years active duty. I was a 19 kilo in the U.S. Army, that's a tanker, and I served 2 combat deployments to Iraq.
My name is Madison Kilby. I'm the president of the Student Veterans Alliance at Daemen University, and I'm retired from the Air Force.
I'm Dr. Michael Brogan. I'm the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost of Daemen University. I had the privilege to serve this country in the Air Force in the 70s.
I'm essentially the advocate for veterans and military aligned students on campus. I help guide them through their college journey and inform them about their educational benefits and make the process of coming out of the military into the civilian life easier.
So basically my role as president of this club is try to get people to feel involved on campus and have an environment in this lounge where they can kind of focus on work, meet new people that have similar interests and background as them, as well as a safe space.
I think higher education in general should be committed to our veterans, those who have sacrificed in many different ways, through many different experiences. And then when they decide to leave the military, they should have every resource possible to be successful in securing a degree and a career path that they're interested in and that they're prepared for.
I would say that Daemen allows them to utilize their educational benefits appropriately. We're financially savvy in that, we're not as expensive as most private institutions, and we also provide that structure for them in counseling and career services. And we give them more than just an education. We connect them to these services that will help guide them throughout their career and not just their college career.
So the above program is an accelerated business online veteran educational program. And what it does is it embraces the whole spirit of providing every resource possible to make that veteran's experience manageable and successful. So, within that program, we have opportunities to receive up to 90 credits, college credit, through testing so that they don't have to take those courses, in a typical characteristic way.
When you transition from the military, it's a huge change. You're from anywhere around the world, and you could be transitioning where you have to find a different living environment, a new college to finish your degree. And just having the benefits that are Daemen University extremely helps lighten the load of what you have to do. It's one less thing that you have to worry about is if you have any problems with your classes or you have a problem finding housing, there's someone here that would be willing to help you.
I think Daemen is exceeding the standard in how we serve our veterans and our dependents of veterans by not only assisting veterans and dependents of veterans in getting their educational benefits, but also connecting them to services outside of the college. Whether it be housing services, financial services, disability services, we help them make those connections that are going to be lifelong connections.
Daemen University is a smaller campus. It only has a few thousand people on it. You get more of a relationship with the teachers and other students. You're not just a number on a piece of paper. They know your face, they've spoken to you before, so it's a different experience. And that's why I chose Daemen University.
I have a great deal of pride. One of the mantras you'll hear, proud and ready. And I'd like to think Daemen is proud and ready, and that, we're proud because of the success that we have. And to be able to be part of a veteran's success is that much greater.
Public transportation is more than just buses on the road. It's the ability to give people within a community universal access to family, education, health care, and more. Service is a calling that veterans know oh too well. And at Champaign-Urbana Mass Transit, they're finding thriving, not just driving, second careers.
really view a community like a tapestry, and so we want the picture to be as beautiful as possible, but there's a lot of support structure that goes into a tapestry, and transportation is one of the key support structures of a beautiful, successful tapestry. So that's roads, but it's pedestrian amenities, bicycle amenities, and of course public transit. And so we advocate for all of those transportation and mobility options, and that strengthens the community and beautifies the picture.
I'm Greg Kozad, United States Marine Corps, and currently I am an advanced technician. I'm the body shop foreman. I'm also a fabricator. I help instruct and also help oversee shop duties throughout the day.
I am Danielle Ali. I served 4 years in the U.S. Air Force from 2001 to 2005. And now I am the night office supervisor at MTD.
I'm Matthew Kirkpatrick. I'm in the Illinois Army National Guard, currently serving 17 years. I'm currently with the MTD as a operations supervisor.
In Champaign-Urbana, we have the University of Illinois, which is a very large generator of traffic, whether it's pedestrian, bicycle, car, or public transit traffic. And so the more people who are riding the bus, the fewer cars there are on the road, and quite frankly, the fewer pedestrians and bicycles that the drivers and cars have to navigate with. So it benefits everybody to get more people on the bus, and the university makes up about 75% of our overall ridership. It's students, faculty, staff, and so that's really important. We are the lifeblood of the campus, but also the community as a whole. We've got 118 buses and almost 400 employees, but we carry almost 12 million passengers per year. That is a very transit-intensive city for a community our size. And so we do all the public transit. We bring about $35 million of economic activity into the community every year. We provide the middle school and high school transportation, and so we're very integrated, we're very institutionalized within the community.
I think veterans are a good fit here because a lot of people have a misconception that veterans are hard, they're mean, but most of them serve because they care about people. That's why they join the military. A lot of them feel they're joining, to get the education or travel the world, but I truly think most veterans really enjoy working here because they truly care about people. I've watched them on operations, the bus drivers that interact with people, the veterans, and they really do have a deep sense of caring for people. Some of the skill sets that I brought into the civilian world that have stuck me ever since is a can-do attitude, of course the old adapt, improvise, and overcome. I've never said no to any project here, and I've been blessed that MTD has offered me a lot of opportunity to apply my skill sets with metal fabrication, artwork, and a lot of creative areas.
The biggest thing I use from the military is my leadership skills. As an operations supervisor here at MTD, I am here to mentor, coach, and oversee the operators here to be able to make their careers here a lot easier.
When I moved here, I didn't have a vehicle, so I used to ride the buses, me and my son, and then I saw that they were hiring, and I was like, if they let me in here, they're gonna have to drag me out of here. Pretty much what I told the hiring manager. It's definitely a family-oriented place where, you start to care about people like they're your family or your loved ones, and you do what you can and people help out. There's great growth here, so you don't have to stay a bus driver if you don't want to. There's great benefit packages here as well. I started as a bus driver 6 years ago, and then I went for the RO position, which I worked in control. I also was a trainer, so I trained the new people that came through. And then recently they just opened up what they call the mentor program, so I was a mentor as well.
There's always opportunity for growth, and for me personally, it's not always the growth into stepping up to a new level, pay-wise or title-wise, but was the opportunity for me to be able to grow my skill sets. Adapt, improvise, and overcome, and especially my fabrication skills and my creativity. I really love doing my artwork.
I've grown from starting as an operator here all the way up to being an operations supervisor. And then there's also growth from the operations supervisor going over to the safety and training, being over there. But there is lots of growth here at MTD. When I first started here at MTD, I actually left for a year to go to Iraq. Once I started here, I worked here for a year, and then all of a sudden I got that call saying, hey, you're going to go to Iraq and serve the Army for a year. Then MTD was so graciously, they're like, okay, you can take a leave of absence, and they kept all my benefits. So yeah, I had no issues with that. And then coming back and reintegrating from that deployment, MTD brought me back just like a family.
We have 118 buses, and 98% of them are low-emission hybrid buses. The other 2% are first hydrogen fuel cell electric buses. And so those are 2 buses, and we've got 10 more on order. And so we're expanding our hydrogen fuel cell zero emission fleet. We produce our own hydrogen on site here, and we power that production with a solar array. So when we say we're zero emission with those vehicles, we truly are zero emission from the fuel source to the bus. And so that's the direction we're going, and has been really well accepted by our community. For the history of public transit, one of the greatest things that public transit does for the environment is what we call mode shift. If we get people out of driving their private automobiles and we put them in a vehicle that collectively carries more individuals, that's mode shift, and that reduces emissions. But when we can make that vehicle then low emission like a hybrid or zero emission like a hydrogen fuel cell electric bus, then that exponentially increases the benefit of mode shift, which has a dramatic impact on our footprint. We like to hire veterans because right out of the box, they come equipped with self-discipline and a work ethic. So they understand what it means to be punctual, and public transit, punctuality is our cornerstone. And so veterans come out of the box understanding that.
I just want to encourage all my fellow veterans that, once again, military life is not the end of the world, that you've got skill sets, you've got a heart's desire. Just find your niche in the world. Mine just happened to be transit. It's a great place to work because you're around people all the time. You're doing community service. But just don't give up. Just keep on keeping on. There's always hope. And tomorrow is a brighter day.
Great to see that after sacrificing so much through military service, today's veterans have found careers where they've been able to shine. I'm Montel Williams. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.